Good morning. Welcome to this Earth Day weekend pre-service meditation. My name is John Haas, and as your practitioner of the day, it's my pleasure to lead you in this meditation, offer some words in between the stillness and the silence. So right now, just allow yourself to become totally present. If it's comfortable, you can close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Allow your hard-working eyes to rest. Notice the breath. This is the breath of God. You are being breathed by the air and the world around you. The earth holds the air in place, and the air cradles the earth. Allow one conscious breath in through the nose. Hold. Let go through the mouth with a sigh. Repeat as necessary to find that spot, letting go of any to-dos, any actions. This is your moment now. One of my favorite books is called Prayers for Peace. A little black book. Nearly 150 years ago, a Lakota Sioux chief yellow lark was translated as saying, "O great spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds, and whose breath gives life to all the world, hear me. I am small and weak. I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in beauty and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunset. Make my hands respect the things you have made, and my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise so that I may understand the things you have taught my people. Let me learn the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. I seek strength, not to be superior to my brother, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes. So when life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit will come to you without shame. Let's take some of these words into the stillness of our meditation time. I will keep track of the clock. Keep me strong. Make me wise. Allow my ears to hear your voice. Allow my ears to hear your voice. Allow my ear to hear your voice. my ears to hear your voice. Make me wise. Keep me strong. Make me wise so that I may understand the things you have taught my people. Let me walk in beauty and have compassion for myself and everyone around me. Today and throughout the week, allow me to honor the four winds of the earth. Bless and be grateful for the soil of Mother Earth and the clear vision of Father Sky. And always may I seek the strength and wisdom at the center of all things. Blessings to you and to all. Namaste.
First question. Can you eat too many donuts?
In a day? In a lifetime?
At one time.
At a single sitting?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good, happy April the 23rd morning to all of you here and those of you online who we wish were here. My name is Kathleen, and as you already know, I'm one of your leadership team members. On Friday, April the 28th, from 1 to 3, Laura Ukart will be teaching Enneagram in depth. I didn't know what it was, so it might be a good idea to come out, see what it's about, and ask any questions that I was afraid to ask. A reminder, next Sunday, April the 30th, the Board of Directors are going to make themselves available to you to answer any questions and concerns that you may have going on here at the center. And Sally Kasner will be available with the team to answer any questions and concerns or bring us to an update on our new minister search. I invite you to join us. After that event, join us for the rededication of the labyrinth. And meantime, feel free to bring in shells, small rocks, those that have some meaning for you, and place them out in the labyrinth. On May 6th is International Labyrinth Day, and Nancy Stanton is leading a local group to celebrate that event, and they'll be using our labyrinth, so come and join this celebration also. John Haas is on the lookout for a couple of things. Maybe you can help. One of them is someone who does heavy metal signage, not music, signage. Okay. That's it. And also looking for a heavy cement bench to put at the west entrance of the labyrinth. So contact John if you can assist, and John is our practitioner of the day, so he's here. Next Sunday, April the 30th also, he will be our service speaker, making us all aware of the vulnerability that power has. He's a very busy man. Also, meditation is more than you think class only has one signature, and it begins on May the 1st. We need at least 6 people to make that class a go. So I would encourage you and urge you to sign up today if you're interested. Tai Chi is every Thursday from 10 to 11 with Maria. Again, there's lots to join, lots to celebrate, lots to enjoy here at our dear Center for Spiritual Living Prescott. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.
Good morning. My name is John Haas, and it's my pleasure to be the practitioner of the day. And as always, we like to open with some words of prayer. I thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue, true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. Because there's only one power and one presence. And that power is beauty and the green trees and the waning daffodils, the purpling wisteria. And this one is everywhere and every when, so it's right here and right now with us in this center and anywhere on the planet. And I know that the good is showing up as heaven on earth right now. And all the music and the words and the fellowship make this service and this group our home. So I'm grateful for the knowing and the teaching that sees this work and world as working for everyone. And I simply let these words be acted upon by love and law always saying yes. Yes to a bountiful day and an ever-present future. And we anchor it with, and so it is.
Oh, y'all got the memo. Good morning, everybody. This is an Eddie Watkins song. And it's very useful because sometimes, well, if you're like me, sometimes it's hard to believe that all is well. You're like, this is well? And so if you ever feel like something is maybe less than well, this song is very handy. I recommend you sing it 2 times. Or 3. So we'll practice it right now. It goes like this. Well, I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare a freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. All things are made brand new, and don't it feel so good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should. Well, I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours and it's mine. But I am loved, and so are you. And don't it feel so good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should. Well, all is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. Well, all is well. All is well. Oh, all is well and unfolding as it should. Well, that was pretty good. Here's a third verse. I am clothed in the Spirit. I am fed by the divine. I am one with all that is. My soul is free from time. Well, I am blessed, and so are you. And don't it feel so good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should. All is well. All is well. What? Divine Spirit is directing me right now. Well, all is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. We're going to do that again. All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. I said all is well. Feel it. All is well. All is well. Say that again. All is well until you mean it. All is well. Say it again now. All is well and unfolding as it should. Jazz hands. As it should.
What do you think? All is well. Amen. Thank you, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Prescott. A beautiful place where we provide spiritual tools to make our world a better place and to help our lives to be better as we are blessing and in our world on this beautiful Earth Day weekend. So grateful Grateful you can be with us, all of you in internet land, online, all of you who are here in person. We are immensely grateful for your presence, your consciousness, and your light, because it's shining very bright. I can see it and I can hear it. So yay, rah. Thank you for being with us. And I'm one of the practitioners here. My name is Karen Rader, and there are 8 of us that are licensed here. Thank you, John, for beautiful meditation and invocation and future meditation in the service. So, and John does a lot of things here, including being on the board, so we can count on him for many things. There's a wonderful group of practitioners. I'm going to give you a little sneak preview in that you're not going to see me for a few months. Richard, my husband, and I will be traveling to Indiana and spending times with our great and grandchildren. I know, too young to have those, but we do. So anyway, we'll be with you from a distance, and we'll be watching online, and I'll be doing work with the practitioners from a distance. They won't let me off the hook that easy. I just wanted you to know, if you thought, well, wonder what happened to her, you know. I'm still around. So the practitioners, we pray, we teach these classes. If you get to take that meditation class, I've taught it before. You have great teachers here who will be teaching it, and it is a really fun way to immerse in meditation and lots of different practices. So I encourage everybody to consider that. And we pray, after the service, if you want a 3-minute miracle, come to the front and connect with one of the practitioners of anything that's on your heart that you would like to bring more of in your life or to resolve. Whatever it is, feel free to do that. And there are little purple papers in the chair in front of you. If you want to write a prayer request, we'll be praying on these for the next week, sorry. Well, we might, but we actually pray on them for a week. So then if you want another one in the next week, you could add another one and say what you would like. So feel free to do that, and we'll be praying every day on those. So just want to share that with you. I want to thank all our volunteers. We have an amazing volunteer team here that makes this service happen. And there's so much that happens behind the scenes that nobody would even guess. And it is lovely. And thank you, Clay, for being in our sound room back there. He keeps us all sounding and looking good. Richard on the camera, so thank you. Let's hear it for everybody. And we have a tradition here in our service where we honor major religions. And so John and I will be joining this, and I invite the candle lighters up. Thank you, Georgia and Sonia, for doing this with us. The Center for Spiritual Living honors all faith traditions. As we light a candle for the world's religions, it's to acknowledge both our multiplicity and our unity.
We light a candle for Christianity, based on the teachings of Jesus the Christ, who taught the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within.
For Islam, the practice of submitting to the will of God as revealed to his prophets, peace be upon them, who taught there is one God, creator of the heavens and the earth.
For Judaism, a community of shared laws, traditions, and family ties, which began with the covenant between Abraham and God.
For Buddhism, the middle path that ends suffering and awakens mindfulness and compassion.
For Hinduism, the path of knowledge, action, and devotion.
For Native American traditions and those who walk the Good Red Road, including the people of the sun, better known as the Yavapai.
For Baha'i, the path of unity and peace.
For the goddess traditions, embracing the divine feminine as maiden, mother, crone, wisdom keeper.
And for the science of mind, which is the philosophy of life that teaches there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it.
Thank you. No trick candles here. Okay, got it. Thank you very much. And now for our affirmation, if you would join me. We are here for God. Our purpose is to express the nature of God as love, abundance, and joy in everything we do. The good we seek for ourselves is what we desire for all people everywhere. That's what it is.
We got a request to do this one, and I said, no problem. This is a Daniel Nahmon song. Sing it with me. One power, one power, one power. One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible. Can't you see it everywhere and every day? One power indescribable, and you speak it with every word you say. Well, it's mysterious until you know the truth. It's as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, and different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such differences were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me.
feel that one power, that one presence. For a few moments, we'll go into the stillness where you can listen to the voice of that one power that indwells each of us. Listen deeply to that still, small voice. One power. So in the days and weeks ahead, if the noise of the world should take you out of kilter, take a breath. Go inside. The stillness is always there waiting. Namaste.
I love John's meditations. But I know I'm supposed to eventually break the silence and move the service along. But man, I could stay there a long time. And moving the service along today is a treat for me because I believe this is the first time our soloist has been here at service performing for us. So I'm grateful to have him. It took us a couple circles around it to make the stars align, but they aligned today, and it all started with a deer coming out in his backyard and saying, "Right on, man, you're gonna have a great day." I don't know where Shane and I met, probably on the mean streets of Prescott at some point. And you can catch him playing around town. He will be at that cool little spot called the Creekside Lodge down there outside of Mayor on the 28th. But we have him here today. This is the one and only Shane Zen, everybody.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna play you a couple original tunes here. Yeah, you know, it's actually been probably the hardest month of my life. I think I can say that with certainty. At this point, but you know, I'm not going to get too in the weeds on that. But one thing I can say is music has been a refuge for sure. It's been very important for me, and I think it's important for everyone. So that's been my, my praxis, what I can do right now. Focus on my music and do my best with that. So I'll play a couple songs. This one's called Declaration of Independence. Don't let life go by with the world unseen. We ain't just passing time, no. These ends have means, but to end up in the winner's circle really takes a certain breed. Channeling that inner serpent, you gotta choose the right wolf to feed. But I'll never give in, I'll never let up. live in fear or regret. I know my soul rejects that, and so you really should check back, 'cause I'm promising that. Yeah, I know in one night we could lose what we worked for years for. Well, that don't make it right to lose sight of what we're here for. So work and make a better version of the person you should be. And even if that future's uncertain, you know you're always allowed to dream. But don't ever give in. Don't ever let up. The only decision is for you and me. Yes, we gotta step up. Never live in fear or regret. No, my soul rejects that, and so you should check back, 'cause I'm promising that. I'm promising that. Yes, I am, but when the sky opens up and pours on me, don't act so surprised, 'cause even I can't breathe. See, we're all lost at sea, still searching, so why won't you roll with me? Even if your body's hurting, you know your mind will always set you free. So don't ever give in. Don't ever let up. The only decision is for me and you. Yes, we gotta step up. Never live in fear or regret. No, my soul rejects that, and so you should check back, 'cause I'm promising that. Yes, you really should check back on me, 'cause I'm promising that. Thank you. As Jackson mentioned, on the 28th, Creekside and Mayor. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, right on. Yeah. So I didn't know how it goes here. It's really my first time getting involved. So grateful. We'll hand over the keys back to the ones who know how to drive.
Shane, thank you so much. Wow. Never let up, never give in. That's what we teach around here. Be your authentic self and keep on waking up to who you are. Beautiful invitation, Shane. Thank you. And now I have the opportunity and privilege to introduce our speaker today. And we are really blessed today to have Steve Calrow, who is here. And what you wanted to know about the Baha'i faith but were afraid to ask, and you might even have a chance to ask if you want. Anyway, just to let you know that Steve has been, well, he started off in Minnesota, I have to say that, so he's another Midwesterner, and has traveled and done different things around the world, different universities, and met his love of his life, Tabi, who's his wife, in Massachusetts at a university, right? And they were both studying Baha'i at the time, so he has credentials that go way back, studying Baha'i community. He is a member at the Baha'i community in Prescott, currently serving as its chairperson, and has avidly studied these teachings for 53 years. So he's not quite 53, maybe he's 54, no. And this is a great opportunity. They volunteer at the Baha'i World Center in Haifa, Israel, and that was from 99 to 2003. So you've been around and you have wisdom to share, and I'm not going to keep talking so you can share your wisdom. Come on up, Steve.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you to all the other new friends that I've met this morning. And I want to really thank all the wonderful spirit and divine living that you embody here at the center, because as a Baha'i, I feel very close to you, and the looking for the divine in all the religions and all the peoples around the world. So very close to what we believe. I'd like to, I have about 20 minutes to fill you in on a few things that I understand, and facts and figures and so forth that you may or may not know. So if you already know it, I apologize in advance. If you don't, then good. Just a few facts. A Baha'i is a follower of Baha'u'llah. And if you see, and it was on the screen there, and some people say with a U sound, but as a Baha'i, it's Baha'u'llah. Just so you know, in case you're talking to somebody and you want to know how to pronounce it correctly. That's just it. So the question is, well, when did the Baha'i faith start, and where did it start? It started on a very specific time and date. 2 hours and 11 minutes after sunset on May 23rd, 1844. And the reason it is so specific is it's in the Baha'i writings that was the time of the first disciple, the first follower came into being of the Baha'i faith. So 1840s, you may or may not know that there was a religious fervor throughout America and Europe, especially England, and in the Middle East, that they were expecting the return of the promised one. Some groups, like the Millerites, they had gotten all their ascension robes, and they were ready to go on top of the mountain and ascend into heaven, And German Templars had moved to Israel, Haifa, Israel, actually, and they built homes, and they awaited the return of the promised one. Because according to the calculations they had made, that's where it was going to happen, when it was going to happen. Well, in Iran, what is now known as Iran, there was the same kind of religious fervor, the expectation. And this is where the Baha'i faith started. And just like before in previous religions, the religious clergy was excited at first, but then when they found out that Baha'u'llah came not just to continue Islam, but he came with a whole new message, and he wasn't their expectation that they were going to remain in power, or even greater power, and all their dogma and all their rules were going to continue. When that didn't happen, they weren't happy. So just like 2,000 years ago, the Jewish religious leaders were expecting the Messiah, the return, and when Jesus Christ didn't fulfill their expectations the way they wanted him to, then they didn't believe in him. So, and this is the same in every religion. When the promised or the promised one or the divine prophet or messenger comes, he never comes in the way that the religious leaders expect. And so they oppose him every time. So the same thing happened in the Baha'i faith. And this is a map of then Persia and the Ottoman Empire, which is now Iran and Iraq, and then Turkey, and so forth. Now this talks about the travels of Baha'u'llah, but it really is not the travels of Baha'u'llah. It's the exiles of Baha'u'llah, because the clergy, and the government too turned against Baha'u'llah and the followers of the Baha'i faith, and they basically tried to wipe them off the face of the earth. And they killed tens of thousands of the early Baha'is. So anyway, what happened was Baha'u'llah was born in Tehran, and they threw him into a pit for several months with chains on him that were so heavy that they had to have special forks to hold him up. And they even had names for these two chains they would alternate on him. Anyway, through divine intervention, he was released from that prison after 4 months in 1852, but they exiled him out of Persia into Baghdad, which was under control of the Ottoman Empire, the Sultan. So they figured, well, he'll be there because it's a different culture, you have different language even, Arabic versus Persian. He said, everybody will forget about this new religion. Well, it didn't happen. He started to attract the people of that area, and so much so that the religious leaders said, we've got to get rid of him, And so they petitioned the Sultan of Turkey to take him away as far away as possible. And so they exiled him to what is now Istanbul, Constantinople, what was where it was. And then after being there for 2 years and attracting people, they said, well, we need to exile him farther. So they sent him to Adrianople, which I can't reach. And then after a few years, finally they said, we need to send him into the worst place in the world where nobody will listen to him and the religion. And so they exiled him to the prison city of Akka, Israel, which is right next to Haifa, Israel, on the coast there. And this was where they put the worst political and religious criminals in the Ottoman Empire, and they had banished him for solitary confinement for life. And so he was there from 1868 until he passed away in 1892. So why? Now the question is, well, why did he get persecuted? And this is in Akka. This was the prison where he was imprisoned, and right in that area right there. So Baha'is go there as part of their pilgrimage, and they visit the prison where he was held for 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days, I think. Anyway, what was it? Sorry, I'm having trouble with this. Let's go to the next slide. Just as you readily accept the divine teachings were in all the religions. And Baha'u'llah made it very clear that it's the same divine spirit that appears in all these great spiritual leaders, spiritual messengers from the divine. And that Baha'u'llah was just the most recent. And the Bab was his forerunner, but I don't have time to go into all that. But Baha'u'llah said that he is the messenger of God for today, and that there will be others in the future. Whenever God feels that another divine teacher is needed, then more will come, more divine teachers will come. And now these are the major religions. but also we know that, say the Native American, they had their own spiritual teachers too. So, but these are the major ones. Anyway, so the oneness of God, the oneness of religion, revealed to man in a progressive way, just like teachers of a school. They all have similar, the golden rule. That's present in all the religions, and so the only difference is that mankind changes, mankind develops. God is unknowable essence that is eternal, but it's us. It's the human beings that evolve over time. Is it not working? Louder. Okay. This one here? Hello. Okay, we'll do that.
Do you want Karen's microphone?
I'm sorry?
Do you want Karen's microphone that you can walk around it?
Oh, that's a good idea.
There is more than one way.
Huh. I'll try to be like Karen. She's really good at this. So anyway, this was the major teaching that now the whole idea is to unite the world, to unite all the religions, unite all the nations, all the races, all the peoples. That it's time, it's technologically possible to actually do that. You couldn't unite the world 100 years ago or 500 years ago, but you can today. And so that all the teachings, the Baha'i teachings, are geared towards a world civilization. Now, we mentioned that the clergy was upset because their power was taken away. And in the Baha'i faith, there are no clergy. Baha'u'llah says basically God took away power from two classes, the clergy and kings. And if you look at the kings, there's not much of kingship anymore, because Baha'u'llah, he wrote to all the kings while he was a prisoner. He revealed tablets to the main kings of the world at that time, the Shah of Persia, the Sultan of Turkey, the Pope, the Tsar of Russia, Napoleon III, and he said, and Queen Victoria. They all rejected his message except for Queen Victoria. She said, if this be of God, then it will endure. So she didn't reject it, she didn't really accept it. But anyway, hers was the only kingdom that lasted. Okay, all the rest of them lost their power to a great degree, or all of it. And interestingly, her granddaughter, Queen Maria of Romania, became a Baha'i. She was the first leader that became a Baha'i in the world. So anyway, besides, how am I doing? I still got a little bit more time? Okay. Baha'u'llah, let's go to the next slide. Baha'u'llah mentioned not only prayers and meditations and teachings for the individual and the spiritual development of our souls, but he also gave teachings for the advancement of mankind as a whole. And I won't go into too detail, but my favorite subjects are the soul and life after death and all that. But he says that the soul of man, he said, what is our purpose here? And our purpose is to develop divine qualities while we're here on earth. Okay, then what? Well, then he teaches that this is only the first, actually the second. The womb of our mother was the first world we were in, okay? And then there's this world, 70, 80, 90 years that we're here, and we're supposed to be developing divine qualities. Love, compassion, justice, mercy, kindness, all these things. Well, why? Well, because when we leave this place, we go to another world, a spiritual world that we can't see. He says the world beyond is as different from this world as this world is as different from from ourselves while we were in the womb of our mother. That's how different it is. And we really can't understand that because it's a totally different situation. He also said, know thou of a truth that the worlds of God are countless in their number and infinite in their range. None can reckon or comprehend them except God, the all-knowing, the all-wise. So there's not just one world that we leave. There's an infinite number of worlds as we progressed towards God. We never reach God. We never can be God, but we can, acquire eternally perfections and divine qualities. So we know it's there, but we really don't understand it. We really don't even understand the human soul. He said that if all the peoples of the world got together and tried to understand what the soul is, they won't. It's a divine emanation from God. And we believe that our existence starts at conception. The soul is somehow related and connected to the body at conception. And then we shed this body after 70, 80, 90 years, and we continue. And we go on to other realms where we have heavenly bodies, so to speak. But the soul is always there, eternal and working through us. Okay, so what are some of the other teachings besides, the first one, independent investigation of truth and reality. You see, most of the world, especially in the past, followed whatever culture, family that they were born into. If their family was Islamic, they were Islamic. They didn't question that. Okay, well, he says, now is the time for people to think for themselves and not blindly follow what has happened in the past. And so that's a very key point. And it was very difficult for people to understand that, especially in Iran, where it started, and the clergy had absolute control over the people, and most of the people were illiterate. So whatever the leaders said, they believed. And as you have adopted, you focus on the spiritual unity and the spiritual principles that exist in the world's religions, and you're not bogged down by the dogma that is created by people, which has caused all the divisions in the world among religion. It wasn't the prophet, founder, the divine messenger that created the problem. It was mankind afterwards, the leaders that said, okay, it means this, and no, it means this, and then they developed all these laws and so forth. Well, we actually have, for the first time, and because mankind is mature enough, we have a Baha'i administration, a Baha'i laws and so forth, that after Baha'u'llah left, he didn't leave us without any structure or anything. And we do have, we don't have clergy, but we do have Baha'i administration. In fact, we just elected the local spiritual assembly of the Baha'is of Prescott a few days ago. Okay, and what do they do? They say, oh, and how do you elect them? Well, it's basically there's no campaigning, there's no electioneering, there's no vote for me. You get together as a community, and through secret ballot and after prayer, you vote for 9 people who you feel are most qualified, with qualities such as devotion, and they have a well-trained mind, mature experience, and these kind of inner qualities, spiritual qualities. And then whoever gets the 9 most votes, they're it. So they're it. And the same thing happens on the national level, the National Spiritual Assembly. And on the international level, we'll get to the Universal House of Justice is being elected in the next few days in Haifa, Israel, where all the national spiritual assemblies of the world, about 185 or so, meet, and they go through the same process and vote for the 9 members who they feel are best qualified to lead the whole Baha'i world. Anyway, other principles that that made the clergy crazy were the equality of men and women, or women and men, I should say. This was unheard of in Persia, in Iran. They were just totally covered from head to toe, and one of the early believers, her name was Tahirih. She was one of the first women's suffragettes, you could say. In 1848, she actually removed her veil and in front of other members of the new faith, and they were shocked. Even they were shocked. Okay, and then she was killed, executed a few years later, and she said, "You can kill me anytime you want, but you cannot stop the emancipation of women." And interestingly, when she took off her veil in this meeting of the Baha'is, 1848 was the same month, the same year that the first gathering of women in the United States for the emancipation and the of women in the United States took place in Seneca, New York. So it was the same time. I should also remember there was a coincidence where the Baha'i faith began in 1844, May 23rd. The next day, Samuel Morse typed out his first telegraph message, and it was, "What hath God wrought?" So interesting coincidence. So basically, he said that men and women are like birds of the same wing. I mean, the wings of the same bird. That if one is not as strong as the other, the bird can't fly properly. So this is, we still don't understand gender and we don't understand still. In the future, we will understand better how this relationship and how this differences and the similarities, how that works. It's not like women have to be like men, to achieve, what they need to achieve in this life. It's not that. They're complementary. So we don't even understand that really yet, but we're getting, go ahead.
I hate to interrupt, someone I hadn't mentioned, it struck me how that woman that you described, she was so quickly killed, but the founder of the faith, they took so much effort to exile and imprison rather than just execute. And I don't know if you have any ideas about it. It's so strange.
Why did it happen that way?
Why wouldn't they just kill him, or why would they imprison her?
They tried to, but if it was meant to be that he was, there are prophecies about the promised one going from here to here to here to here, and that's what he did. So until God's plan is done, it's going to happen the way God wants it. So and he was able to write thousands of tablets for the future of the world, and not only just to the kings, but for everyone. So we have a tremendous amount of prayers and exhortations and so forth, and we're going to have to wind down. So there are, harmony of science and religion. If religion doesn't take into consideration science, it becomes superstition. If science evolves without religious teachings and spiritual teachings, it becomes materialism. And we can see that throughout the world right now. So, and basically establishing a world government. The Baha'u'llah said, gave the teachings for how the world should function. That the national sovereignty in many cases or in a few cases, especially like armaments, has to forego that so that we can have a world civilization based on peaceful principles and so forth. So anyway, there's no way I can get through all that I wanted to, but we have a very positive outlook on the future. Even though the near future may be dark, because mankind learns the hard way, it seems. But anyway, I really appreciate your love and acceptance, and thank you again.
You just have a seat right down here. Steve, that was wonderful. It's kind of an invitation for more. So thank you. And at the end, you'll have a chance to talk with people out here in the lobby, so that'll be great too. And maybe we'll have to have a workshop to know more. Thank you. So join with me as we anchor this wisdom of Baha'u'llah and the Baha'i faith in with all that we are, and we know that we are that one life. We call it God, the divine spirit. The name can be immense and many, but we go into our hearts to know that we are fully sourced, blessed, and connected in every single way. We thank you, Infinite Spirit, for shining a light on this message that has come to us today, and to know that we walk out of here a little deeper, a little different, because we have opened our hearts in even more ways. So we thank you, and we let it be, trusting all is in divine unfolding, and remembering that we are all part of the one, and so it is.
This is a Michael Gott song. It goes like this. Love is all I see. Love is all I see. Love is the truth within me. Love is the truth within me. When I feel discouraged, thinking all is lost. When I feel discouraged, all is lost. Well, love is there. Love is there. Love is there. Love is there. Love is all I see. Love is all I see. Love is the truth within me. Love is the truth within me. When I feel discouraged, thinking that all is lost. When I feel discouraged, thinking that all is lost. Love is there. Love is there. Love is there. Love is there. Love is all I see. Love is all I... We're going to say that all day. Love is all I see. Love is all I... That's not always easy, but love is all I see. 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 Love is
Thank you, Jackson. And now is a time in our service where we acknowledge with our gifts of time, talent, treasure, our gifts of light and love. I invite the ushers to come forward, and you can give on new opportunities with our program Breeze, and I won't say what those are right now, but you can find them and ask any one of us. And if you care to give physically, you're able to do that. But however you give, however we give to make this center all that it is in the physical form is helpful. I invite you to hold your gift over your hand, and if it's not physical, just know you are the gift as well. And say with me, divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, life. And
thank you, Shane, for coming up and doing your second song.
Yeah, I don't really have to stand on one leg to do that. I don't know why I usually try to. That was a beautiful jam there, buddy. All right, this one is called Let Them See the Light. I'm going away, yeah. I give it all away, yeah. I'm going away, and my thoughts can help it sometimes. There's too much to take, too much to start. Honest mistakes get taken too far. My decision pulls me in or out, depending on how I feel as this struggle persists. Night after night I make a single wish. I make a plan to take my final stand. And as a man I'll never understand who kicks a can down a long dusty road, all on a search for silver and gold, or claims land to put food in their hands. 100 grand but no help for fellow man. And so I feel this struggle persist. Night after night I just make one single wish. I say, let them see the light when there's no end in sight. I say, let them see the light when there's no end in sight. I'm going away, life's hard, man, can't help it sometimes. There's too much at stake, I take things too hard. It's honesty that gets me in trouble, and that makes things such a struggle for me. And the lessons I see, born to lead and be all I can be, but still I feel this struggle persists. Night after night I just make one single wish. I say, let them see the light when there's no end in sight. I say, I feel this struggle persisting on it. Night after night I just make a single wish, sing a song, make a plan to take my final stand. And as a man I'll never understand Who kicks a can down a long dusty road, all on a search for silver and gold? Or claims land to put food in their hands, 100 grand but no help for fellow man. Yes, so I feel this struggle persisting on, night after night. I make a single wish, I say, let them see the light. When there's no end inside, I say, let them see the light. When there's no end inside. Well, I appreciate the opportunity, guys. I'll make sure I come back again. Thanks, Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. Couldn't you just feel the heart in his guitar and words? So let us see the light. And now, yes, thank you, Shane. So Kathleen, I'll invite you up with the offerings, and we'll just be in gratitude for all the gifts that have been given this way and any other way here at this center. We know that the light shines so bright in this place, and they continue to shine because we gift here so we can turn the lights on. And there are so many ways in which we are sending it out there in abundance, prosperity, and gratitude. And so it is. Thank you. And thank all of you for your donations here. And so now is the time when I would like to know if there are any visitors here for the first time, and I think I recognize a few that I've never met before yet, but friends I haven't yet met. So if you're new for the first time, we invite you to stand, say your name and where you're from. If you don't mind, we'd love to just welcome you a little bit more. And we have a used book in our used part of the bookstore. You may have a free book in that area, so if you would like. Okay, who wants to go first?
Carl from Chino Valley.
Welcome, Carl from Chino Valley. Welcome. John. Thank you, Gladys. Welcome. San Diego. Woo. You're up. Welcome.
Shane, I live in Prescott. I'm kind of a drifter, but the roots are being grown for now.
Okay. Well, thank you. Welcome. And now we have opportunity for our youth, and so come along here. What do you have to teach us?
So we made these things for Earth Day. So we reused a plastic curtain to make like necklaces, keychains for ourselves, and it was really cool. And then we also learned about the pencil, plastic bag, and water thing where you poke a hole with the pencil in the plastic bag, but don't remove the pencil. And when you do remove the pencil, it'll only leak out one side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Ava, what do you have to tell us? Can we recycle things, do you think, when we leave here and use them over? Did you learn about that?
Yes.
Good answer. So precious. Okay, well, I invite you all to join with me and stand as we do our closing and then our closing song. And hold hands if it feels comfortable, and if not, hold your hands over your heart, and that's okay too. We know we're all connected, whether physically or not. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs.
I think it, I believe it, I feel it, I know it, I accept it. Thank you, life.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. We're a family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth.